Good morning, everybody. Welcome back to Cilinix Crypto. Hope you're all doing great. Hope you're having a great start of the weekend, of course, and welcome to this new video here on Bitcoin. After the crypto summit, of course, that we had yesterday throughout the day in the US time zone, but it was more towards the evening in my time zone. But in the end, I mean, it's yesterday was quite volatile. We had some bullish momentum right here, but as expected as well. Well, to be completely honest, I thought we could have a little bit more bullish pressure going into the event, right? So into, well, we hit 91,000. So in the end, the main resistance level that we talked about yesterday, which I said I think we're going to reject from there. As you can see right here, is between 93,000 and then potentially even down to 90,000, but let's say 91,000. And we did reject from there. So that's kind of potentially the good news here. In the sense that if you watch my videos, you would have known that this was coming. So that's at least for me, that's always nice, right? Because in the end, these videos are made to give you as much of a good idea of where the market is going as possible. So that's what I'll try to do again in this video. Now, the White House summit, the crypto summit yesterday, it feels like it was a bit of a nothing burger. I do still think, I mean, right now, even though the summit wasn't really that great, or at least we did not get that much headline news from it. I still think we had some massively bullish news over the last couple of weeks, and just in general over the last 2 months. And I've been thinking about my position on the markets, like what do I expect, right? I mean, if you go to the daily time frame, this chart is starting to look a little bit more bearish. Will we actually get into a downtrend, etc., etc.? And what I think is that I actually think Bitcoin is looking relatively strong here. I mean, one of the key reasons why I think we've actually seen quite a lot of bearish pressure is the reason that the general capital markets, the general stock markets, have been very weak. I mean, the S&P 500 right here has had one of the biggest drops since the 5th of August. But it's also, like, if you compare this with the drop we had in March, it's also bigger than that. So this seems to be the second biggest drop we had in the entire year, or at least over the last year. So back to March 2024. So big drop, and that was also what caused a lot of the bearish pressure that caused Bitcoin to get the bearish breakdown here. Now, in general, the market circumstances in crypto were not great, but given the way that the S&P 500, the stocks have been very weak still in the last week, and Bitcoin has actually been able to hold up, but also get some bullish momentum over the course of the week. I would say the current situation is actually pretty decent. Now, the situation being decent doesn't mean that the situation is bullish. I mean, in the end, we still broke down below this level at 92,000, and we are now trying to find some sort of a consolidation between 92,000 and 83,000. But given those circumstances, I mean, we are very reliant on what the capital markets will do next week, and obviously there's a lot going on in terms of tariffs and just in general geopolitical business. But overall, I do think that the support level we have created so far between 82 and 84,000, I don't really see any reason, with stocks being at a major support as well. I don't really see any reason why we would drop down below that. I do think we're dropping down into that. All right, so the current situation is a consolidation. We hit the top of the range here of the consolidation. So now we're dropping down to the bottom here. So that's what I do expect, but I do expect us to hold that level. And I do expect us to actually bounce back up to that level at 90 and 91,000, as long as the fundamentals remain relatively steady at least. But those are my thoughts. That's what I think is most likely for Bitcoin, and that's also a bit of an update on the news we've had. If you do have any questions, anything, let me know down in the comments. But for now, enjoy your weekend. Take care and bye.